Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of November 3rd through the 9th. I know my days, totally got this. November 3rd through the 9th. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. I'm also using a B&R Paper Crafts kit this week. This one's called Chocolate, and I feel like the dark brown is perfect for these kind of fall vibes that we're getting here in November. So this is a deluxe kit on matte vinyl. This is the full box page. Here's the bottom washi, and the colors very fall, right? With the orange and red kind of in there. Glittery full boxes, a functional page, full box checklists, 4 more full boxes, and a bunch more functional stuff. Glitter headers, date covers, things like that. And then word headers, washi strips, all that good stuff. So with this particular kit format, what I find tends to work best is if I do today little things, put the full boxes through the middle. I also am going to put down the bottom washi and the date covers, and I'm going to use the date dots. And then just to actually make it a little bit more clear what month we're in, I haven't been doing this lately, but I just for some reason want to with this one. I think of all the things that I just have sitting around, I am going to use this. It's like a burgundy zebra click art pen. This is my monthly click art pen that I'm using in my monthly setups and in my book bujo, but I'm just gonna write November up here because I feel like I want to mix up the vibes and actually do that for a change. So I'm gonna do all those setup-y bits, and then I will be back so that we can do the interesting bits. Here is where we are at, in case it's not totally clear. I did also pull out the full box checklist and drop them at the bottom. It is the first month of the week, the first week of the month. So it is going to be pretty busy for me. So it's nice to have more checklist space. If you'll recall from the last time I had this kit format, I did do it basically like a no white space kind of vibe, even up here. I'm not going to try to do that this time. However, I did push the headers right up against the to-do list. I put the to-do list, like the to-do header, above the full box space here, so it gives me a little extra room. It gives me like an extra 1/8 of an inch or something like that, but it's sometimes nice to have. But then I did push these two together there, just as a heads up. So a little different than normal, but not, you know, drastically different by any means. Let's see. For full boxes, I have these 13 full boxes. I think I want to skip the macarons because I already have the macarons on the bottom. And if I end up using it, I have this little guy here too. So I think I want to skip that one. So things that I do want to include, I feel like these two go together. I realize they're not exactly the same, but I do think that they go together. And then I think maybe I'll put the 2 chocolates together like so. And then maybe, do I want to stick in both trains? Or do I want to stick in, Maybe I'll do both trains. And then I'll also do the dog and then this lady who, like, little Wonka-esque. I'm going to use these 2 as my kind of like mismatched boxes, as it were, because I just really want this puppy to be my quote box because it's so cute. Also, when you tell me about chocolate, obviously the first thing I think about is chocolate the food. But second thing are chocolate labs, because look how cute they are. All right. There is that, and then I'm going to stick this one in right here. Let me see. I think there's going to be a space for a tiny gap above and below. There we go. I think I want to put, I feel like I should split up the food type things, right? Maybe I'll do the pot right here. Lining up along the edge is so difficult, especially this one, because the shadow from the rings makes it really hard to see the lines. Not perfect, but close enough. All right, and then I'm gonna put the little teapot over here. I feel like earthenware goes together, even if they're not exactly the same. There we go. And then I think I want to do the trains next. I'm going to stick this one here. For some reason, the gap's a little bigger on this one. Probably just where I put the headers, but not going to try to fix it. By the time everything is put together, it all looks fine. And then I'm going to stick this one here. It's a very like brown day, but that's cool. There we go. And then I have the 2 chocolates. I think I'm gonna put the coins over here because these are just like probably not super good quality chocolate, to be honest. And then I'm gonna put this one with the star anise that looks like really bougie chocolate on Sunday, because I feel like Sundays should get bougie chocolate. All right, that is looking super cute, honestly. Moving on to the sidebar, I've got a bunch of things that I can use for that. These things, this thing. Do I have anything else that I need to pull? Maybe some of these header things. Okay, I have a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, first off, the this week header. Because I pushed everything up and everything else, like right up against each other, I'm gonna stick these right up against each other as well. My plan is to fit in both checklists. So I think that only gives me space for 1 habit tracker, which is honestly plenty. Let me see. Which one do I want to use? I think I'll use this one because it doesn't match any of the other boxes or things that are in here. So I'm gonna stick this one in. There we go. And then I need a header for work, cleaning, family. Do I not have a, oh, over here. It's like, shouldn't I have one that says like dinners or something? Found it. We're good. We've got this. Go team, all that stuff. Okay. All right. There's the dinners header, which I'm then gonna put this weekday box underneath. I'm not sure why everything is just like slightly different widths. It really bothers me, but we're gonna make it work. There we go. And then I think I want another header that says, I could put one of the little things headers maybe. Or I could use it this week. Sure, I'll use it this week and keep the orange trend rolling here. There we go. And then I'm going to use this guy, which is going to finish off this page. Always exciting. There we go. And that fills the sidebar, which is awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with that when I inevitably end up with only that left, but we're going to see how it goes. I don't have an Instagram kind of thing on this particular set of things, so I'm not going to put anything. That's going to be for socials though. Moving on to the daily plans. I am going to start, as I usually do, with these kits, with these like tiny skinny boxes that look like that. I am going to put some of these out like so. These are for work. I try not to let work take up too much space. If I have like a work lunch or something like that, I might just add it as a separate item. But work itself, that's enough space. And then all my little things go down here. The other thing that is going on on Monday. Well, I have a couple things. I'm going to see if I can squeeze this takeout garbage guy. Does not fit super nicely. It's going to kind of overlap. Let me see if I can do like a little editing. So if I can kind of cut them apart like so, I'm going to try to like put it all back together in a way that makes everything fit. So this has to go in the middle. There we go. And then I'm going to put the take over here. And then I've got garbage in this other kind of cute font, and I'm going to overlap it just a little bit. Okay, that actually turned out super cute. I think it looks pretty good, especially when you know that I like kind of jerry-rigged that together. And then I'm also going to pull back out my tweezers. I find laying these guys straight without tweezers to be very difficult. All right, there we go. Feels very old school of me to be using tweezers, but I have been doing this since 2018, so that's a long time. Tuesday, obviously that's already done for work. And then the other thing that I've got going on is in the evening, I have curling. I am going to use some sort of like box-like thing for that, just because I think they're cute and why not? All right, so I've got bright orange, the brown, this brown. So I think that leaves this color as the one that I have not used up here yet. And I'm gonna stick that right here. And then I have these two guys. I think I'm gonna use the bright orange one. I realize that these are kettlebells, not curling rocks. However, I think they still work pretty well. I'm still pushing like a 50-pound rock, so I think it's close enough. Anyway, Wednesday, not really sure what's going on. Thursday, I am super inconsistent with putting this kind of stuff in, but I am going to mark my grandma's birthday. Hopefully I can give her a call, see how she's doing, all that good stuff. And then I also am going to use the last one of these guys. I know it matches the checklist, but I think it's fine. There we go. And then I need to put in which color do I want to use? I think I'm going to use the brown. I'm just feeling it. So this is for my second day of curling for the week. So we've got the other little like kettlebell. So I'm gonna put that in like so. That looks super cute. And then finally for this day, I need to pick, I can pick any color again for the little work guy, but I'm gonna pick this one because I think it's cute. And then I do have a video going up. It's probably going to be my October monthly. I think that kind of aligns with the timing. So I'm just going to use one of these like pre-designed little things. It has like computer, so I think that works pretty well. And then the weekend, I really don't know what's going on for the weekend. So I'm just gonna leave it. I've got a ton left, as you might expect, for things that I can use as I set up my week. So I'm gonna stick those to the side, and then I'm going to show you. Here is where we're at right now for the pre-planning, and I think it's looking super cute. So stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I think it turned out so cute. I'm still honestly really proud of reworking this particular sticker to actually fit. I know it's silly, but I'm proud of myself anyway. And I think the rest of the week turned out really cute as well. Very fall vibes, which I really appreciated. As you would expect, since this is an ultimate kit, I do have a good amount left. I have some boxes, a couple headers and the washi strips, some functional things, glitter headers, some more functionals, some boxes, a box, full box, and a couple of functional stuff. This one little box by itself, this page of full boxes, and then this page I did finish. So I'm going to take what is left and I'm going to stick it back in its little sleeve and throw this in my leftovers so that I can use it hopefully next year in another spread. But this is kind of how the week turned out. It was kind of a pretty terrible week, honestly, but I did get a lot done. So that part was pretty nice, I guess. And I'm just glad that we are turning over the page and starting a new week at this point. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me one of those like chocolate bar emojis just to say hi. It's a chocolate themed kit, so that seems appropriate. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I include them in addition to a description in the alt text on Blue Sky. Also show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time.